So let's start the success talk show with Mongsang. Please make a big hand. Hello. This is the highlight of the first day of Success Academy. Welcome all of you to the Success Talk Show. We will give you good answers to your question. And we have two people here, founder Chairman Park and Im Seung-taek Imperial Master. Please give another big round of applause to both of the panelists. I am taking the role of moderator today. I'm Anna. Last month, Chairman Park said I sent a letter of resignation back then, and he spread the word at last year's month. So I flew over here to attend and to make some excuses. Please give me another big round of applause. Thank you very much. Then let's start the Success Talk Show right away. We've got a lot of questions today. Before we kick off, I would like to say something to Imperial Master Im. While Chairman Park did his lecture in the afternoon, Imperial Master Lim said that he refused to increase the content of the toothpaste in the past. Could you please make any excuses about that? Okay. Yes, we talked about the leaked toothpaste, but I would like to make some excuses, but I don't do that. I will skip that part. But what I want to say is that at the beginning, Chairman Park made a set of 76,500 Korean won. So I said it's too cheap. The Korea Atomic Research Center conduct a research, and it had a lot of contribution and devotion. So I think it should be at least 200,000 or 300,000 Korean won. But Chairman Park answered that, Mr. Im, we need to consider the potential competitor as a distribution company. So back then, I just thought that it's a cool word, but in a short period of time, I realized the true meaning of Chairman Park's words. And I realized that we need to really consider the potential competitors, because if we didn't make the price like that, we could not make the history of Atomy like this. So management is not an easy thing, I think. And one decision of a top manager could determine the future of hundreds and thousands of the people. And I truly empathize with it, and that person is right next to me. So I'd like to give a big hand to Chairman Park, first of all. Yes, I think we're so happy that because we have Chairman Park with us. So let me start with the first question. When I come to seminar, a lot of successful people say that in order to be successful, you shouldn't miss any of the seminars. Is it true? Actually, I also got this question a lot. So first of all, I would like to ask Chairman Park to make an answer. Speaking of the potential competitors, I would like to add something here. Sometimes people ask me, how come you started network marketing out of a lot of businesses? And they also said that you seems like really holy Christian, but why did you make your decision to start a network marketing? I got this kind of questions a lot. Whenever I got this kind of questions, I answered like that. I started it because network marketing didn't have a good social recognition. And they also said why you started even though it didn't have any good perception in the society. And I also answered. With the growth of Atomy, we will make trillion of sales a year. And when the day comes, if I am doing the business with a good social recognition, a lot of the second and the third and the fourth generation of the like rich families, 재벌 in Korean, would like to do this. Because like I would like to ask you, do you want to do Samsung network marketing or do you want to do Atomy network marketing? I think if Samsung decided to start network marketing business, many people will go to that company. But until now, due to the like negative perception over the network marketing, I'm doing this. But still, I'm trying to make the perception more positive. Samsung, SK, and other large companies don't start this network marketing. Actually, this industry has a value of 2 trillion Korean won, but they are not willing to start that. But what if we made 10 trillion, 50 trillion, and 100 trillion? And I think that social recognition over the network marketing will get better, like totally change. But even though that day will come, even though Samsung, Google, Apple wants to start this company, start this industry, I bet that Atomy will still be the leading company in this industry. So we need to see the brighter future and we need to predict the future. I don't consider the people who want to sell helium at a cheaper price as potential competitors. For me, the potential competitors include some large companies, large global companies. But don't ever try to move to that company. Anyways, we are living in a free market society, so it's your choice. It's totally up to you. But in that case, I will maybe miss that trend. So I would like to say that our potential competitor could be Samsung and LG or Google or Apple. So bad social recognition was like another chance for me. I think the same goes for you. If you want to start this network marketing, when the social recognition gets better in the future, there will be no room for you. Because in the future, there will be a lot of smart, young, and talented people wanting to work in this industry. And there will be a lot of competitors to you. And think about that. Your partners would like to work with other people who are really talented, who can speak various languages. So that it means that you will lose a lot of partners. So that's why this is the right timing to start it, because now there is some bad recognition over network marketing, so that you don't have much competitors around you. Some smart and intelligent people don't want to try this industry, and that's your chance. This is the opportunity to start this business. So if you think that, and if you are still contemplating whether to start or not, please think that this is the timing that there are still some negative connotation over the network marketing. So this is the opportunity for me. Once again, some young people, young smart people start to do this network marketing. So I think that in 10 years, you might lose the power to hold your partners with you, which means that in 5 and 10 years, you need to grow and you need to become Crown Master and Imperial Master. And then the pin, the mastership pin, will give you another great power. So now is the timing. And now is the opportunity when there is some bad perception over the network marketing. When you talk to your friends or family members about the network marketing, if they said, why you do that kind of business, and you need to think that, oh, it's so lucky that there is some still negative perception over network marketing in this industry, so this is the opportunity for me. This is the mindset that you need to have. And in this way, you could think in a more clever way, and some stupid people might regret in the future, and some losers will not have any opportunity to start this industry. So, okay. He talked a lot. We don't start the first question. So if you book a like train or buses, I think you need to cancel them because it will take a lot tonight. And so the first question is that they said that if we don't miss any single of seminar, we will be successful. And is it true? And could you please answer this question? Seminars are so important because in seminar, we talked about the principle of success and the way to success. One of the ATOMY founding philosophies is that survivor, speed, and balance. So in the first Success Academy, we talked about the philosophy, company motto, and company goal. And we repeated it so many times. And we redid it and redid it and redid it. And we did it all night. So we went to bed at 1 a.m. and at night. And some people hurt their neck because, hurt their throat because they needed to repeat this all up night. And if you need to also do that. So what was the question? Oh, sorry. Okay, once again, will we be successful without skipping seminars? Yes. So I'd like to talk about the speed. Speed is one of our founding philosophies. So let me talk about the concept of speed. First of all, so let's say we have the number. We have the law of doubling, 2, 4, 8, 16, like this. The speed of doubling is so fast. And secondly, I would like, second philosophy is all about parallel speed. So let me say that you got the information of ATOMY and you need to learn it and you need to explain it. And it takes a lot of time because we need to do it parallel. You need to acquire the information, you need to understand it, and you need to learn it, and then you need to provide that information to other people. And the next person needs to study it and needs to put a lot of time. So it's like vertical. But if we go in a parallel way, so for example, I took this lesson today, and then I don't know how to do that, how to transfer that information, but I could bring someone to the seminar. So I think Some of you might think like this. You might think that, oh, I should bring someone to the seminar. Oh, I feel bad. I didn't bring them to the seminar. If you think like that, you have the high possibility of being successful. But if you don't, you need to think it once again.
성공할 것인가 못 할 것인가. 왜냐? 성공은요. 환경도 있지만 내가 제일
In order to be successful, you yourself, your determination, your decision is really important. So,
야, 이거는 정말 누가 들어봤으면 좋겠다.
if you think that I really want to invite someone to this seminar, you could bring someone to Next Success Academy. And if you are not really good at explaining and introducing the company, you could just bring that one to the seminar. If you bring them to the seminar, that newcomer could get enough information in the seminar. And then this is the next step. If the newcomer decided to bring another one to the seminar, they will bring another one to the seminar, and this is the parallel principle.
이 세미나의 참석이 굉장히 중요합니다.
So attending seminar itself means a lot.
이제 같이 올 사람이 없다.
And if you say that I don't have anyone to come together, in that case you need to come alone. If the presentation material seems to be the same, still you need to come here alone.
제대로 모르고 있다는 얘기.
That's because you don't understand a lot to invite other people to the seminar. In that case, you need to come to the seminar alone by yourself. And then when you want to invite other people to the seminar, at least you need to express your feeling and impression of the seminar to other people. So some people came to the seminar for 3 or 6 months by alone, and one day,
첫째 달, 둘째 달에는 얘기해도 듣지도 않던 사람들이 한 6개월 듣고
people started to listen to that person's story. It means that thanks to attending the seminar for 6 months, you got skill to introduce it to other people. So if you don't have anyone to come to together, you need to think that, oh, I'm not skilled enough, so I should attend the seminar at least alone. This is the mindset that you need to have.
하는 겁니다. 그렇기 때문에 이 세미나 참석이
So attending the seminars is very important. Okay, I actually asked this question several times. How did you grow this company into a very big company? And answer has always been very simple. Life scenario has everything, every key to success in ATOMY. So could you explain how to utilize life scenario?
수도분 짜고 치는 게 제일 잘 친다고 하거든요.
So when you have a game, if we have a great discussion before the game, then that is the best case. But we actually had discussion for this Q&A session, but I keep making some mistakes. But she's a great moderator, so things are going well. So to answer the question, writing the life scenario is it reminds me of my study of theology, and I am studying at the school, Graduate School of Theology, because I want to learn more deeply about the theology. So I learn many things from theologists. And there is one man called Moltmann.
조직신학이라는 게 있습니다.
He has the theory of the organizational theology. What does it mean?
하나님은 누군가? 기독론,
So we talk about the God,
교회론, 교회란 어떤 것인가?
the church,
구원은 어떻게 받는 것인가?
or many concepts,
교회의 기본적인 정의들이 쭉 이렇게
redemption.
이걸 이제 조직신학이라고.
So all the concepts are included in the organizational theology. And there is another theory regarding
그런데 이 몰트만이라는 신학자가
the end of the
배우처럼 되어진
word,
종말론을 신학의
which is
중심에
called
갖다 놓은 사람이에요. 무슨 얘기냐?
eschatology.
우리가
And many other scholars think of
를 뭘로
eschatology as just an
죽을 때 어떻게 죽느냐?
appendix,
그러니까
but he is the first one who added the eschatology
갖다 놓고
to the main theme of the theory.
현재를 살아가면은
So
그러면은 신앙생활을
if you consider eschatology, if you consider the end of your life
근데 종말이라는 게
and
재림하셔 갖고 종말이 될 수도 있고
also the judgment, the day of the judgment, then you can be more focused on your spiritual life.
예수님은 어떤 분이고
So you can
또
think
이
about
성령은 어떤 분인가 또
all the
오늘
concepts
하루는 어떻게 또 살아가야
considering the end of your life, considering the end of the
이런
world.
그래서 이 몰트만 신학을 좀 내가 좀
So I got interested in Moltmann theory. So actually that's all that I know.
해봐야 되겠다.
So I want to learn deeply, learn more about this theory. Why? Because so far in Success Academy, I talked about the law of success, right? Of course, it is not something that I created, and it's been taught by a lot of scholars like Zig Ziglar.
합시다. CU의 뜻합을
See you at the top is the phrase written by
글로도 있고
Zig Ziglar, Stephen Covey,
사람들의 일곱 가지 습관을 쓴 사람
and Seven Habits of Successful People, Carnegie,
논부터 시작
the
어떻게
theory of life,
하는 부분
how to success, how to succeed.
그런 이제
And these theories are made by those people. And Hiram Smith
그쓴 책에
also wrote a book on
살며 사랑하며 배우고 공헌
to live to love, to contribute.
스미스가
So this is all about our balanced life. It is not something that I created.
이 성공한
These are all experts and scholars who created those theories, and I learned from them, learned from their books to explain and combine them together for you, for my lecture. So I read all the books by myself.
강의를 하라면 카네기 강의를
So I
강의하라면
talk a lot about their
강의하라면 지그지글로
theories.
할수 있을 만큼 난 나름대로 이제 보가 튀었다 하는
Now
그런 수준
I am kind of an expert of their theory.
하나로 통폐합을 해가지고
Now, and I combined all of the theories, all of the concepts. Actually, it takes you about 3 months, but it's too long, so I shorten the course into 1 week, and I created a program for the law of success. For example, you can have this lecture for 6 days in a row, and on the first day, for the first class, we write
사명서가 뭐냐면은
a paper.
왜 존재하느냐부터 시작
We write a mission statement where you can talk about
하고 있는
why you exist, why do you are existing, and you can talk about your survival, your existence. Actually, the reason why we exist in this world is not based on our will. Is there anyone who came to this world because you want? And I have a grandson. Actually, I don't really think he came to me based on his wish.
그러니까 이 지구라는 별에서
So we are living on this earth, on the earth,
어떤 목적을
and you need to think about it. You need to understand that it's not your will
나에게
to come here.
삶의
So
목적을 주느냐
it is not your parents as well who gave you the life. because I'm a son, but my mom said she actually wanted a daughter, not a son. Then it's not the existence of my existence didn't come from my mother as well. Then who determined my existence? Who is that? And that is our creator, according to the Bible. But why? Our creator? Why our creator made us come to this world? So that is how the mission statement works. You have to write down the mission statement about your existence, and it takes a whole day. As a father, I have my mission to teach my children, to raise them until they become an adult. That's my mission. And my parents also have I also have the mission for my parents. I have to support them. I have to provide some financial support when they need them. And as a CEO, I also have a mission to support my staff, to create a good working environment for them. That is my mission as a CEO. And I have the mission to provide good products for my consumers. And I have the mission for my atomy leaders to not to regret their decision to start this business. And if you are a missionary, then if you are a pastor, then you also have a mission to support and lead all the people in your charge. And as a teacher, I am also teaching students at school, right? So I have the mission as a teacher to guide the students for their life so that they can have a very fruitful result, thinking that graduating from the DRME school is a good decision, is a good one. So I used to make them to state all the missions. So we will do the same thing, right? Do the same thing today. It sounds complicated, right? It takes all night. It takes a whole day. You have to set a plan for your life, long-term plan, and you have to think about the tools and the method, and you have to set short-term plans, weekly plans, and daily plans, all the things you have to think about the events, and you have to put those important events before other things, and you need to also set action plans for those events. And PDCAI would be considered plan to action check principle is also something that you have to learn and practice. So this is very complicated. It takes 3 months for you to learn everything, and I shorten it to only 1 week. Only few can follow this schedule. Of course, there are some people who manage to follow everything. And I realized that those excellent people can actually become successful by themselves without me teaching them the method. But I found that there are so many people who cannot really follow what I say. And I was kind of sad because I spent the whole week to teach them. So I did that for years. So I delivered the lectures about the success system, and actually I am telling you this story to say that I experienced a lot of trials and errors to have today's success lecture. And I have to spend about 10 hours every day for the lectures, and also have to prepare the next day's sessions, and I spent several years. And I come to think
할 사람을 성공시켜야
I come to ask myself, is it really right to do?
그래서
Is it really the right method?
이거
And I come to realize that my mission is to make those not smart people
인생 시나리오 한
become
장짜리로
successful.
만들어요.
So I shortened it further and shortened it to one sheet of life scenario. And it took me 10 years,
10년 동안
10 years
성공하기 위해
to
공부하고 가르치고 그거를 또
shorten
정리하고
and simplify all the process into this one sheet of life scenario.
이렇게 작성을 하는데
So you have to write down your life scenario.
그 시나리오를 그 인생 시나리오 한 장이 있잖아요.
It's only one piece of paper, right?
귀한 거라고 생각을 합니다.
I think it is really, really great thing
그 한 장짜리
when it comes to the concept of success. Why?
쓰는데 예를 들면은
You
제법
write down your life scenario. It's only a piece of paper.
고려대학교 나와가지고
We have some people who,
추진한 사장님이 처음 왔을 때
for example, Chu Jin-han,
시나리오 한 장을
Mr. Chu,
앞에다 뒀는데
he
망가진
graduated from a
쫓아가는
great college and he had a good job.
왜냐?
He used to be the leader of a bank, but after writing down his life scenario for the first time, he cried. He cried a lot,
이게
saying that
내가
I thought I tried hard for the entire of my life, but he realized that
회의감이 들어서 사표를 쓰고
if he just worked for the bank, then forever, then he cannot support the later life of his mother. And after writing down the life scenario, he realized that what he have done is something wrong, and the balance. Also realized the balanced life is very important. Or just earning money is not
사는
something that can guarantee
경제적인 것도
a balanced life. Of course, to live well, you need to have a lot of money and you have to be healthy and you have to love others, right?
또 자기 자신을
And
끊임없이
you
개발하는
should
배움이
also
있어야
grow yourself continuously,
거기서 내
develop
안에서
yourself
발전하는 것이
continuously.
아니고
And that's not all of the story. And you have to contribute to the natural environment and social environment
영향력을
to become a valuable person in your society. And everything is in one piece of paper. And that smart guy cried a lot after writing down the life scenario. That's when we had the seminar in Songli-san Mountain.
마당을 밤새도록
So he spent the whole night, crying and writing down the life scenario.
그런데
That is a very touching story.
이게 또 얼마나 위대하냐면은
And it's a really, really great tool.
내가 잘 써.
And also those grandmothers who didn't really graduate from an elementary school, it's very simple and easy for even for a grandmother to write down like, oh, which house that I want, and my dream for my children and grandchildren. So it's very easy for those for anyone to write down, to utilize.
시스템이라고 하는 것이
So this is the system, success system in Atomy, and it is not something that
성공 시스템이
came to you in a very simple way. It is something that I created by spending a lot of time and energy and effort.
하는 것입니다.
네, 성공 못할 사람을 성공시켜야
So your mission is to make those not smart people become successful. So if you write down, if you take the life scenario very seriously and don't skip the seminar, then you can become successful. Thank you for your answers. So let's move on to the second one. So the first question. So we have to talk about the core part of the first question, right?
이 성공의 법칙을 어떻게
So I talked about how I created the law of success. So I simply talked about how I created the law.
얘기하고 넘어갈까요? 그냥 넘어갈까요?
So should I talk more about it?
아니, 집에 갈 생각.
Do you want me to talk more about it? So don't even imagine go back to home.
아니, 집에 가면
What's more important, going back home or becoming successful?
그러니까
What's more important?
오늘 춥지도 않고 덥지도 않은데
So the weather is good today. We can spend the whole night together.
뭔 짓은 못 하지?
And
하룻밤 날밤 새는 거 못해요?
spending the whole night together is nothing. It's very simple compared to me spending the 10 years to create the success system,
그러니까 요 인생 시나리오 한
like one sheet of life scenario.
50권의 책을 읽었어요.
I read 250 books
어떤 책은요? 막
to create it.
입시생들
I draw a lot of lines for some books, like a very hardworking student.
그런 책
And I also have those books, and I remember every content, and I can spend about 50 hours for a week, right? I'm confident. But you are not smart enough to understand everything. So I simplified it.
성공을 하는 데 있어서
In order to become successful, the most important thing is that you have to imagine successful yourself.
농부가 농사를 지을
It's like
때 먼저 하는 게 뭐죠?
farmers, the law of farming. What's the first thing farmers do
분들은
when they start farming?
만큼 거둘 것인지를 먼저 결정한다.
What to harvest and how much to harvest.
그렇게 살질 않아요.
But that's not something usually happen for many people. Many people say
기구를 사야지.
you have to buy a field, you have to prepare money, you have to hire people. That's common answers. But actually, in order for a farmer to start farming, he or she should decide what to harvest, how much to harvest, whether it be rice or peanuts.
속에다가 먼저 집어넣는
They have those clear picture and clear goal in their mind, and
한철 농사를 지어야.
based on the plan in their mind, they can start the farming. For example,
까마가 있어요.
if your goal is to harvest 10 bags of rice in the fall,
그러니까 지금 내 머릿속에
but it's still spring and the 10 bags of rice is still in your mind, not in your
모내기를 할
warehouse. So based on your goal in your mind, you can decide
마지기에다가
how big should the field.
이 성공학을 잘 모르는 사람들은
You can decide the size of the field.
많으면
But those who don't understand the success law,
넓을수록 좋죠. 이런
they say
여러분
larger the field is,
한없이 넓으면 좋아요.
the better it is.
한없이
Is it really good?
어떡할 건데?
It's not.
산 하나 줄 테니까 농사 다 지으세요. 그럼 어떡할 거냐 이거예요.
If I said, let me give you a field and do farming, and how come you could do all of the planting? This is the same with asking how much money do you want to earn. Some people say, I would like to make as much money as possible. And this kind of people is answering like, this kind of people are answering like this. The more rice, the better. And do you want to harvest over 100 trucks? But it does come naturally. You need to plant them by yourself, all by yourself.
그러면 많을수록 좋아요?
So still, is it the better, the more the better?
많으면 어떤 문제가 생기냐?
No, I don't think, because if it is too much, if you want to harvest 100 trucks of rice, if you want to make that planting, you need huge amount of rice seed at first.
아니 벼 10가마만 있으면 우리 식구들이 1년 먹고 살고
You could feed your family with only 10
100트럭을 거두려고 그러니까
10 boxes of the rice seedlings, but if you want to harvest 100 trucks of rice, you need a huge amount of rice seedling. And how come you could have that much seedling? And the starting gets worse at first. So in order to not to do that, you need to make the goal first. So, for example, if I want to feed 5 members and I want to have 3 clean of the rice and 3 for the tuition, and the remaining 4 needs to be used for any expenses. So I need at least 10 clean. And in order to make that amount, you need to also calculate how many seedlings you need, and how many rice seedlings you need, and how many equipment and the machines are needed, and how much money you need, how much you need to pay for the labor cost. All of these need to be in your mind before you start harvesting. You make this goal first. In the business management, we call it MBO, management by objectives. So we need to follow this MBO. But when it comes to company management, at the end of the year, we set a goal. We set an annual goal. So we set a goal of the total production first. In order to reach that goal, we need to purchase the raw materials, we need to hire people, and we need to make the plan following our annual goal. And then we need to make the proper decision making. All of this management needs to be made by objectives. So we call it MBO. The same goes for our life. Our life needs to be managed by objectives. You need to make an objective of your goal, of your future, and then you need to keep that in mind. And then, following that goal, you need to make the other decision makings. So you need to draw your success. And all of this needs to be in your life scenario. And the things you write down on your life scenario shouldn't just relate to money. If you only chase money, your children could become bad boys and girls, and you could not really control the family affairs. So that we need to strike a balance in making the goals of your life, and then that balanced life needs to be in your mind. And that's kind of a movie of yourself. And the movie of your 10 years and 20 years and the future needs to be drawn first, and it should be kept in your mind first. But animals can't do that. Only human beings could do that. Why not animals? Because animals cannot transcend the time. Animals only live in the present. So animals cannot transcend the time, but human beings have that capability. In the Bible, it says we have the mind cherishes the spirit. So human beings have the concept of the time. This is an extraordinary capability and ability. So that we need to manage the time properly. And then becoming successful gets easier. Everyone, the creature God, already made us become successful. Everyone here could be successful if you understand the principle of success and follow these rules. So if only 5% of the people follow this rule, only 5% will be successful, and 30% of the people follow this rule, that 30% will be successful. And the remaining 70% of the people will fail. But let's imagine when 100 of all of them follow this rule. In that way, all of that 100% of the people will succeed. Here, what's your choice? Do you want to be successful following this rule?
그래서 반드시 성공을 하겠다는
So, what's important is to have the determination saying, I must succeed.
요 성공의 법칙을 한 이제 5도막으로 나누어서 설명을 할 건데 요 1번 문제를 근데 이제 첫째 도막 넘어갔어요.
So I have 5 parts for this answer. I just did the first part. I think we need all night to explain all of these 5 principles. I don't want you to go home. I want you to listen to my voices and stories. Some people stayed up all night watching TV and they said they have insomnia. If you have insomnia, you could read some book, you could read some Bible, you could also pray at night, or you could listen to some preaches.
불면증 걸렸는데 자려고 그러고 집에 특별히 일도 없는데 막 가려고 그러고
And sometimes you really want to go home without any special schedules or occasion. Most of the not successful people live like that because it's their habit. If they don't have their goal,
그냥 자기 습관대로 살아.
if they just follow their habits,
10시 되면 자야 돼.
they will never be successful.
두세 시간은 텔레비전 봐야 되는데 막
If they just follow their habit, they just watch TV for 2 hours a day and they just live that kind of life.
성공 못하는 사람
Being successful doesn't require this habit. Okay, there are some questions regarding this success principle, and more details will come very soon. So let me move on to the next question.
지금은 이렇게 애터미가 큰 회사가 되었는데
Now,
애터미의 시작은 어땠는지
Atomy became this big, and how was the beginning of Atomy? Actually, I would like to ask this question to Imperial Master Im Seung-taek first.
회장님 말씀을 드리니까 어때요? 정말 대단하시죠?
Do you think Chairman Park is amazing? Chairman Park is like an onion because there are much more to come from Chairman Park. Chairman Park said, people say they have insomnia and they just watch TV, so don't do that.
그래서 근데 그 전봇대 스토리 다 들으셨죠?
You also listen to his story about the
뭐 대부분
post
설마, 저는 정말 회장님 3.8조 전봇대
in the military.
사건 스토리 저는 정말 믿어요. 믿는 이유는
Paul in the military. Actually, I believe in his history because at the beginning, Chairman Park gave us the commission every day. He calculated by himself and he gave us the commission every day.
하론 회장님께서
One day,
오셔서
Chairman Park
회의하는 수단처럼 수당 나갔지. 그러니까 그 여직원이
asked,
못 보냈는데요.
did you send the commission? And the
시간이 몇 시인데
person in charge said, no, I didn't. And Chairman Park, how come you didn't send it?
그 신림동에 10시부터 12시
And a week earlier, there was an announcement that you cannot use the internet in that time. So that employee said that when the internet gets back, I will send it, and I could do that. But Chairman Park said, Chairman Park got angry for the first time in my memory, and he got so angry. He got mad, and he said,
회원님들이
you know,
은행에 가서
our members
시간이 들어왔을 거라고
might be waiting for
뺐다가
the commission right now.
뺐다가
They are now checking their bank account in the bank. They are waiting for the commission to come. So the employee said, okay, I will. And that accountant, that employee, couldn't wait for that. And Chairman Park held that paper and he took the stairs and he ran down the stairs. And that moment, oh, yes, 3.8 seconds. That's right, it's possible. At that moment, I bought his words. 3.8 seconds. Like that, Chairman Park was really fast in the past. Every day, commission was impossible back then. It was all possible thanks to the trust between us. Giving the commission every day sometimes take the company at risks.
경제적 여력이 많은 분이 이 애터미에 우리가 몇십 명 모였을 때 이 세미나를 이제 관심 있어서 오셨다가 애터미에 돈을 투자하겠다고
And one person in the
중중하게
past
거절을
approached us, and that person say, I would like to invest some money in your company. And Chairman Park rejected it. Even though Chairman Park had really difficult times, but he didn't react. He didn't act like a man in the difficulties. Even though he had really a lot of difficulties, he didn't accept that investment because he thought that if I got this money, I could not protect our business members. This is what Chairman Park said in the past. And this is how our chairman managed this business.
보충 설명을 하면은
Okay, I would like to add something to the story.
애터미 회사 지분 한 30%를 주식을 30% 주고 10억 정도를 이제 투자를 받는 걸
So that was the investment proposal of 1 billion Korean won. If we give 30% of the company share to that investor, and that investor said,
격리 직원은 파견을 하게 돼요.
I would like to send my accountant.
그러면은 그 격리 직원이 제
The accounting staff members. It means that accounting staff member will decide whether to use the money or not. And then in that way, we need to follow that staff member's call. So I think that if I get that money, my company will go bankrupt. But rather than that, I would like to just continue the work as I did in the past. So I refused to get that investment of 1 billion Korean won in exchange for 30% of the company share. I know I had really difficult times back then.
우리가 이제 예를 들면은 뭐 일주일 모아가지고 그 다음날 지금 화요일 날 수당 나가죠. 그렇게 하고 있는데
Now we are giving the commission on Tuesdays. And I was in charge of that accounting back then, and I could see all of the accountings and the systems. And when I saw something, I called, like for example, Mr. Im, wow, you make the sales, and do you think that there will be any refund or exchanges? Is it 100% sure? Because back then there were a lot of refunds and exchanges, so I asked this question, and he answered, oh yeah, actually, my friends like both that, so it is 100% sure, and there will be no exchange or refund request. And then I said, okay, then I will send a commission at night, and you could use it next morning. This is how I did in the past, because back then
박용옥 지금 임페리얼이 어느 날 딸이 와가지고 우리 임수
one day Park Yong-ok Imperial Master
판매사도 아니었던 시절이지. 근데 이렇게 가는데 그 박용옥 사장님 딸이
and his
탑이 1,000원만
daughter
그러는데 5,000원? 5,000원이었어.
asked her father
탑이 5,000원만 그러는데
to give 5,000 Korean won
나 없는데
as a travel expenses, and Mr. Park said, "Oh, I don't have any." And Park Yong-ok, Imperial Master's daughter, just got depressed and just walked away.
하나가 없는 거예요. 그런 상황이다 보니까
The situation were like that. We were in a really bad situation. All of the Imperial Master also had the same situation. So back then, Imperial Master Im Seung-taek, he was not an Imperial Master back then anyway. Without him, I think without him, we couldn't make Atomy like this. It was all thanks to him. And Mr. Im said,
그 인간이 뭘 믿을 게 있다고? 전에 회사 하다가 망해가지고
don't trust Park Han-Gill. He had nothing. Why do you trust him that much? And I can't really believe him. This is what he said in the past, but I totally understood it because back then I had no money to rent the office and I had nothing to do something. So that's why he talked about me like that.
본인이 나는 박한길 이 회장하고 하다가 망하더라도 자기는 끝까지 하겠다.
But one day, he said that I will go with Chairman Park at the end of the day, no matter how hard it will be. And there was a reason. Because back then he worked in a fund company and he made an accident in that company. So anyways, he lost a lot of money
형편없는 인간들이어가지고 내가 그런 인간들한테 돈 잃고
and he realized that the accident was because of some fraud and he lost everything he got. So he
그런데 어쩌다가 이제
even hated himself.
사람 같은 사람을 하나 만나
But he met someone
저 사람하고 같이 하면
like me. So he thought that even though I couldn't make any money, I would like to start a business with him. So could you please continue talk about that?
내가 해야 돼.
Why don't you continue talking about it? Okay, I think that's pretty all. But anyways, I will continue.
네트워크 마케팅을 이제 많이는 경험하지 않았지만 몇 번 이렇게 경험을 하면서요.
I had some experiences in the network marketing before,
회사가 망하는 거는 괜찮은데
and I thought that if company did something wrong, and I could lose my job, and I saw that kind of situation. So I think that do I need to trust that founder, and do I need to trust him? And sometimes if I fail something, I just hate it myself, and so
마음속으로 사실은 이미 이제 접고 있는 그런
deep inside myself, I just decided to not to trust anyone. But like suddenly, I met Chairman Park, and
싶은 사람이 있고 뭔가 거리를
I had really good feeling
때 뭐 회장님을
to him. Whenever I met Chairman Park, I
회장님이 그렇게 좋았고
really liked him.
통한데 그때 거기에
But sorry to say,
거의 다 거부하시고
most of the people there didn't really like Chairman Park
돈이 없고
because he had nothing and he.
그 거부했던 인간들 실명을 좀 대보세요.
Could you please name the person who hated me in the past? The real name? Please give me the name. There were Park Jung-soo, Kim Sang-il, Park Yong-ho. I think those of the people included. Yes, some of them were there.
일본은 그렇게
Yes, I think some of them were there.
제가
Anyways,
저도 이제 우리 사투리로 애문 소리를 많이 들었어요.
So I was
방길이
kind of criticized a lot
방길이 뒤만 따라다니냐고 아무것도 없는데
by many people
그런 얘기를 들을 때 저는
saying that why are you following him?
정말
He's poor.
그런 분이라면
But I
설사 같이
believe
해서
that
몇 년을 같이 해서 돈을 벌지 못한다 하더라도
even
제가 마음속으로 다짐을 했어요.
if I cannot earn money,
나 자신을
I would not blame you
같이 해서 돈을
because I was not confident by myself. But
벌
many
당신이 가지고 있는
people do blame others
생각만 함께 내가
for not being able to earn money.
돈을 못 번다 하더라도
And I was satisfied
수 있겠다.
to share the same values.
사실은 회장님
And I thought it's okay not to earn money after following him. And I followed him because I was confident about my future by sharing the same value with him. But I just wanted him to follow me after when everything is prepared, but he just started following me at the very first early stage. Let me explain. He said, I will call you after creating a company, building a company, and you can come to me that time. And I said, that's okay. And he said, you can come to me later. But I said, oh, that's okay. I will follow you right away, right now. And today I feel sorry because he was not prepared at the time, but I kept following him. He didn't really even have an office, right?
오늘 또 빚겠다 이랬었는데 코까지 있으니까 근데 저는요
And I kept following him
정말 뭐라 그럴까
when he had
사장이면
nothing.
쌀이 떨어졌는지 뭐가 떨어졌는지 알아야 될 거 아니냐고
But you have to
가야지 이런
understand,
저는 회장님
and you have to have a job. And that's what I was told at the time. And I thought that
회장님 곁에 따라
I can survive. I can.
좋았죠? 최고의 세련된
Um,
행운입니다.
I think I am lucky.
로맨스를 보는 것 같지 않습니까?
It's like romance between him. It's like a romance between him. We should talk more about it. We have many more things to say.
나도 그때 새빵살이 하고 있었어요.
I lived in a rent house at the time, a small house,
너무 다 안타까운
paying a rent.
현실이고
And I know many
당하기도
of
하고
those leaders are facing difficulties.
사람들 위해서
They
내가
were
제대로 된
chased
회사를 하나
by those
만들어줘야 되는 것이 아닌가 하는 이제
creditors, and I thought that I had to create a company for them. But I was not healthy. I was delinquent, financially delinquent, and I had no money. So I kind of couldn't really make the decision, couldn't make the determination. But for 3 months, he followed me for 3 months without going back home. And we slept like in a sauna. And I wore the sauna clothes.
한 푼도 없어갖고
And in that night, I didn't have money, so
들고 가네. 다른
I
사람이
couldn't pay for my dinner. But in the sauna clothes, I found a cash from others. You can talk about it.
정말
Talk the story.
더울
Tell
때 장안평
them the story.
그러면
It was like summer. It was in the middle of July.
곳이 있다고 그래서
And I was heard that there was a sauna 30 minutes away from there, and it's $1. It's $1 cheaper. And that person said you can walk 30 minutes, but I couldn't find that one after walking 1 hour, and I couldn't find that one.
방에 원래 가던데
So I came back,
거기 가서
and I was sleeping in a
따라 이상하게
sauna, and I had no money, so I couldn't have the dinner because I can't drink.
뭐 벌컥벌컥 먹는
So I envy others who are drinking the shike.
거기 그날따라 통실복에요 5,000원이 있었어요.
But I found $5 cash in the sauna clothes. So I bought myself the Korean traditional rice drink. Thank you. So we have more stories to tell.
오늘 옆에 온 김에
We have many stories to share with you.
박정수 임페리얼 다음에 이 자리 오면
So,
좀 싹싹 털어야 돼.
and we have many more stories when we have the Imperial Master Park Jung-suk as well. And
여름을 지나
so we endured the summer, and winter came,
뭐 사무실 한 3번 옮겨 다니고
and we moved for 3 times for our office at the time.
마침 이제 어떻게 오피스텔을 하나 얻었어.
We got an office tel, a studio, small studio. I remember there was no heat.
집에서 전기장판 보이기
There was no heating. So please tell them about the electric pad, electric blanket. So it was a small studio. There was no heating. There was no heat there. It was really, really cold during the winter. So we put some
김성일 총단장이
paper boxes on the floor,
좋다고 파트너 2명인가 하고
and the Kim
거기를 와서 어디서
Jong-suk came to the office with 2 partners,
당한 표정을 잊을 수가 없어요.
and I cannot forget her face, shocked face. You can sleep right here on the
그런 데서 자고
paper
사업을
box.
할 리가 없겠죠. 이제 그
But
정도는 당연히 안 하는데 그렇게 이제 준다고
and
했더니
the partners didn't really join us.
고맙게 이제
So
집에 이제
Chairman Park Han-Gill gave us the electric blanket.
5m라 이게 이제 돌덩이가 들어오니까 해서 상당히 무겁습니다.
It's very heavy.
얼마나 그날은 기대가 되고 전기는 들어오니까
So I was really looking forward to it.
싶어가지고 오피스텔에 가지고 와서
So I took it to the office,
그래서 딱 펼쳤는데 코드선이 없는 거예요.
but there's no cord, cable, no cable.
패대기를 쳐봐도
So I tried 3 times, 4 times. I tried to find the cable,
내가
but no cable.
줄 알았어요.
It was freezing that night because you have the high expectation and you feel even colder.
그때 회장님이 그렇게
But still, I appreciate his thoughtful mind.
제가 왜 이 얘기를
The reason why
하나씩 얘기를
I tell you those stories,
성공의 8단계 보면은
we have the 8 steps to success, and among them includes duplication, right?
임페리얼
We have imperial masters today, and they are rich.
집도 사고
They have big house.
연봉 억대
They earn a lot of money every year, and
비행기만 타는 것만 해도
they
다행인데 뭐
take the first class
또다 비즈니스
for the overseas travel,
성공자의 모습이 된 거예요.
overseas business trip. They are successful now. And oh, if you try to duplicate them, like taking the first class plane and saying that I have no money to book a first class ticket, and I have no money to buy those good clothes. I have no money to buy a good car like him. And there are some people who are asking this question: how come I can become duplicated? I can duplicate them. Its duplication is different from copy. Do you remember Dooley,
카피양 분리 이렇게 안
the
부르죠.
clone sheep?
그래서
We don't
케이션이라고
call it
이런 거예요.
copied sheep.
사과나무가 있어요.
It's a cloned sheep,
사과나무를
duplicated sheep.
복제를 할 수가
For
있어요.
example, we can duplicate a
사과를 따서
apple
잘 익은
tree.
사과씨를 하나 심으면은
For example, we can take
나무가
one
가지고
apple
나무가 크고
and
그러면은
we can
내년 후에
sow
사과가
the
주렁주렁 열리죠.
seed,
그러면
and it will take some years to have the tree and the apples. So that's how duplication works.
여러분들이 지금 사업을 하시면서
So as you are doing the atomy business, you might envy your sponsors. He has a good car, he has high income, but I don't really have any money to buy that good car, and I am not supported with the business expense by the company. You might think like this, but you have to remember, you have to understand that the imperial masters, they were all poor. They were very, very poor. The 17 people who came to the first seminar, they were extremely poor. Imperial Master Park Jong-soo was beautiful, but she was still very poor, extremely poor. She looks like a queen, very elegant. She's very beautiful in her white jacket, very elegant. But when I met her for the first time, she just filled from her dog soup restaurant, and she was extremely poor. She was deeply depressed. She had a lot of concerns. She was exhausted. And that's natural because she was in debt, heavy debt. just failed from the restaurant, and she has only small studio, and because that studio is too small, she couldn't live with her husband, and she has two daughters. And as she had to work outside, her mother had to come to her to take care of her daughters. So her husband couldn't really live in that small house. So there were the difficulties she faced at the time. So I could see those depression and those difficulties from her face, depressed face. But the thing that you can see right now is just her elegant outlook as an imperial master. So that's why I made him talk about all the episodes, like electric blankets and the $5 from the sauna clothes.
네, 초창기 때
So
처절한
during the
시간이
early
있었기
days,
때문에
they endured all the difficulties, all the setbacks, and that is why Imperial Master Im Seung-taek is now so successful. In December, we went to the Middle East, the cruise trip, and Imperial Master Im Seung-taek,
석을 타고 함께
his
여행하시는
grandchildren also took the first class, business class. And I was really, really glad to see his success.
하든지 처절하게
So
하든지
be
올해
extreme
반드시 모든 분들이
or be excellent. I hope everyone a very successful year this year.
네, 그럼 빠르게 세 번째
So
질문
let's
넘어가도록
move on to the
하겠습니다.
third question.
회장님 강의들을 듣다 보면
When I listen to your lecture,
어떤 개념을
I remember I've heard the time engineering.
한번 설명 부탁드립니다.
Could you explain the concept?
엔지니어링이라는 말은 제가 그냥
Time engineering is something that I made.
우리가 그냥 관념
So
으로 이렇게 볼 수가 있는데
we can think of time as a concept,
시간의 개념 이런 부분인데
or from the perspective of physics,
이거를 좀
we have this lifetime, and from the perspective of engineering, we can approach the concept of time.
타임 엔지니어링
So that is called time engineering.
표현을 붙였고요. 자, 우리
The time that we see and approach from the perspective engineering. Our life is composed of time, right? So in order to manage and control your life well, you should be able to manage your time well.
많이 들으셨고
You have been,
사실이라고 생각을 합니다.
you might be very agree with what I just said.
초등학교, 중학교 때
As an elementary schooler, as a middle schooler, during the summer break, we always set the plan like around,
취침 시간이
like sleep, wake up,
놀고 숙제하기
play, and homework. Do you remember the timetable? Round timetable. So I also did the same thing.
어떤가요?
Did you succeed to manage time?
안 됩니다.
Most of you might say no.
인생을
Then,
시간으로 되어 있다고 하면은 인생
if our life is composed of time, then if you want to manage your life well, you have to manage and control your time very well. And it's very important to think about what time is.
시간이 뭐죠? 시간은
What is time?
이렇게 물으면은
If I ask this question, whenever I ask this question, you might feel like I can kind of answer this question. I know this answer, but I cannot answer this question. Actually,
그런데 근대 물리학으로
uh,
보니까 뉴턴이
Aristotle
뭐냐면은 시간은
think the same thing, and Newton said that from the past to the present and to the future, that's time.
공감이
Do you agree?
과연
From the past to the current and to the future.
이렇게 좀 애매하던
It's the
시간이
answer from Newton.
현재, 미래로 딱 정리를
So you can have a clear concept of time, past, current, and past, present, and future, right?
그런데 현대 물리학으로
And from the perspective of modern physics,
이론이라는 것이 딱 나오는 거예요.
Einstein has
과거와
the theory of relativity. So the past and the present are mixed. The sun that we are watching is not the present, the current sun. What we are watching, the sun that we are watching is the sun 8 minutes ago.
태양은 언제 보느냐? 우리가 8분 후에 보는 거예요.
So
그러니까
there's the time gap between the sun and us of 8 minutes, and it takes 8 minutes for the light to travel the long way to us from the sun. So the sun that we are watching right now in the present is actually the 8 minutes past
보면 어떤 현상이 생기느냐?
sun. So if you stand in the middle,
전에 태양을
then you can see them 4 minutes ago.
그 빛이 지구에 도달하려면
See the sun of 4 minutes ago, and it takes 4 minutes for the light to reach you. So the past and present are mixed. The conclusion, his conclusion is that the time is not something that can pass from the past to the present and to the future. So there is no time. His conclusion is that there is no time. Then why do we think about time? And when it comes to time, we think about our historic events. Like during the Joseon dynasty, we have a lot of dynasties, a lot of kings. This history,
역사 속에서 시간이
the story of history,
이제 기억을 하는 거예요.
has this concept of time. So if you don't have any event, then you cannot remember time.
선사시대라는 말이 있어요.
So we have the term
선거예요.
called prehistoric times.
없었을까요?
Prehistory. Then before history, did we have the concept of time?
남긴 사건의 흔적.
I guess we had, but there is no
그래서
document.
찾으면은 천년 전에
And where can you see the document? It's from relics
그런데
and legacy.
이전에 지금 사건이 있었던
But
부분을 못
for the
찾으니까
prehistoric era, we don't really have any item or legacy
없는 걸
to trace the history, so we say there's no history.
우리가 인지하고
There was time, but there was no event to remember, so the concept of time is very complicated. It's about the order of different events. In order to control time well, you need to control your events very well.
우리가 이 사건이 일어나는 것을 이거 실판데
I like to use this blackboard. Is it working? I need a pen.
이 사건이라는 것이 일어나는 것을
So when an event happens,
어떤 사건을 일으킬 것인지 하는 것을 우리가 선택할 수 있다.
we could choose what kind of event we would like to create. So let me put it in a plain language. For example, can we choose the event of the past? No, we can't. It's difficult. But if we transcend the time, and if we go to the future, and if you move back to the past,
과거로 한번 가보겠습니다.
now you can make different decisions. So let's go back to the past. Please imagine the playground of the elementary school. So just like think of a playground you played in the past, and please move to the room, the main room that you're living in. So now we started from the past and we moved to the present. So this is the transcending time. So we could also travel to the future as well, in our thought, in our mind. If we are trained well, traveling to the future, this person has a good skill to travel the time. So let's imagine that you travel to the future and you imagine the life that you really want to live. and you could design the balanced life that you like to live in the future, and you could do it in your mind. Can we change the future? No, we can't.
바꾸는 게 쉬워요.
Is it easy to change the present? No, it isn't.
당장에 예를 들면
If we want to change the present,
있어요.
we need to do,
로또 사는 거.
we need to buy some lottery, and it will dramatically change your life. But
페리얼 될 확률
I think it has the lower odds of being successful than becoming an imperial master in ATOMY.
매년 10억씩이 나오면은
So if you can earn 1 billion Korean won a year, it's like winning lottery every year. But are there the people winning lottery every year in the world? No, there are not. So that's why you need to start ATOMY business. Anyways, let's travel to the future, and then let's draw the life that you like to live.
우리가 이제 자, 일이라는 우리가 이제
Now we have work. We are doing ATOMY business as work. Let's describe the concept of work.
하면은
What's the work, and how we could define work?
현실이 있어요.
And we have a reality here.
그런데 우리가 어떤 이 현실에 내가 만족을 하면은
If you are satisfied with your reality and the present, you don't need to work because you are already satisfied your present. But if you are not satisfied with your present, you need to set a goal which is really satisfying, and then
지금 사는 집이
you could draw
한 30평이다.
the house of your dream. For example, if you live in a house of like 99
예를 들면은
square meters,
살고 있어.
if you rent this house,
만족을 못 하니까
you might not satisfied with your house, and you might want to live in a bigger apartment owned by yourself
빌린 돈이 없는
with no debt and no loans on it. If you want to have that
그럼 뭐가 있냐면
house, and there are gaps between the reality and your dream. So our work is to narrow the gap between the dream and the reality. So now, if you are okay with the house that you're living in right now, you don't have to work because you are already satisfied your reality and the present. So the concept of work is about narrowing the gap between the reality and the goal.
그래서 이 현실을 목표까지 끌어올리는
And if you narrow the gap between the reality and the work and the goal, you are working now. So if you say we are working at ATOMY, we need to set the goal first. That's the very first thing. But without a goal,
가보자 그러니까 가봤어.
you will get lost
사업 안 한대.
and you will give up the work easily because you don't have a goal. But if you have a clear goal, such as I will be an imperial master, I would like to say that you need to
로얄이 목표다.
make a goal to become an imperial master. Royal master, star master should not be your goal because it's not the top.
최종 목표를 잡아.
The final goal, the final destination should be an imperial master. And then you need to narrow the gap between your final destination and the present. So we are now dragging the reality up to the goal, but sometimes this happens. This reality is being dragged up to the goal by our working, but sometimes some people say, I cannot make 100 million Korean won a month. I never do that. So sometimes they drag down their goal and they try to lower their goal. And we call them a loser.
성공자가 많아요. 실패자가 많아요.
Or there are more failure. There are more losers out there than the successful people. If you set a goal right now, for example, I would like to live in a big apartment, like with 230 square meters. If you already set this goal, you need to have another goal. For example, I will travel at least 30 countries in the world, and you need to travel abroad once a year with all of your family members. If you make this goal, you need to achieve the goal. You must achieve this goal. But if you try to drag down your goal near to the reality, and if you are just being satisfied with your reality, you are like changing your mindset, and we call it a loser.
여러분들이
So
이 목표를 끝까지 견지하고 있는 사람들, 굳게 붙들고
if you stick to your goal, and if you firmly stand by your goal, you will become a successful person.
자, 인생 시나리오를 우리가 이렇게 쓰죠.
We set a goal and we write down the life scenario about the balanced life that we want to live.
양보하지 말아요.
And don't make any concession on your dream and your goal. Many people make a concession on their dream, and they become a loser. If you give up on your dream, you will become a loser. But you need to say that I will never give up on my dream. I will make 100 million Korean won a month. I need to help people in need. I need to take care of my family members and my siblings.
절대로 나는 포기.
I will never give up.
이렇게 하는
If you think like this, you will become a successful person.
그래서 요 인생 시나리오를 작성을 하고
So please write down your life scenario and never give up.
포기는 뭐저 배추 셀 때나 한 포기 두 포기 하는 거지. 절대로 포기하지 마시라 하는 거예요. 우리 인생
Please never give up. In our life, there is nothing like giving up. No give up. No give up.
그래서 하다 보면은 힘들 때도 있고
I know you get tired in the process of achieving the goal, and sometimes you cried a lot. You will cry a lot, but even at that moment, you need to stick to your dream and you never give up. And then one day you will be really successful and you will get a lot of blessings and lucks.
하겠다는 사람이 또 힘 빠지면 자기도 힘 빠지고 막 이런단 말이에요.
And also, if you are down, the people next to you also
성공자가 되는 거다 하는 겁니다.
will be down. So don't give up on your dream and goal, and please become a successful person. How can I erase? How can I erase this?
내가 낫다 차라리.
I think I'm better than you.
우리가 시간은 지금 우리가 시간을 초월할 수 있는 거예요.
I said that we could transcend the time.
임페리얼이 되려고 하면은
If you want to be an imperial master,
만나야 돼.
how many people I should meet a day? So let's count it together.
세일즈 마스터가 되려고 그러면
In order to be a sales master, I need to meet
250만 PV, 250만 PV.
I need to make 2.5 million PV on the right and the left side.
내가 이제 여기서 다이아몬드 마스터로
But if you want to be promoted to Diamond Master, you need to have
가 양쪽에 두 명씩
2 sales master or more on both sides.
여러분 여기 있는 사람 두 사람씩만 세일즈 마스터로 해가지고 계속 갈 수만 있으면 얼마나 좋겠어요. 그런데 내가 임페리얼
But in order to be an imperial master,
임페리얼 마스터가 되려고
in order to be an imperial master,
여기에 크라운
we need crown master below here.
이 사람들이 끝까지 크라운 마스터
But what if
한다는 보장이 있을까 없을까?
the people below me
가겠는가 못 가겠는가?
will not become a crown master or above? There will be a lot of ups and downs in the path toward the imperial master. So 2 are not enough, because these are the only you got. If there is something wrong in here, everything get wrong. So there is a saying that clever rabbit make 3 holes at together. So like this, we need to make 3 more here.
사람이 세일즈 마스터 못하겠다고
So if this one gives up on sales master, you have 2 more or 6 more.
6명씩 그러면은 한 굴에다가
If one
굴을 하나만
gives up,
말고 몇 개씩 팔아고요?
you have 5 others. So don't make just one hole. As a clever rabbit, you need to make 2 more and 2 more holes.
3개씩 팔아 하는 거예요. 그러면은 여기에
And then
안 와요. 그리고 끌고 가다가
you will not be affected by one choice. If one gives up in the process, you can move on to the next person and you will not waived by their decision.
된다. 2명만 하면 된다. 이렇게 배우는 것은
So if you are taught that only 2 are enough, like in the principle, it's right, but in reality, it's not. I know our business is all about the binary. We've got the advantage of the binary, but in reality, I could call it hybrid. So it's a mixture. The mixture of a breakaway. So this is the mixture of the breakaway and the binary. So let me talk about the breakaway. The breakaway is like this. If there is 3 lines, it becomes the next level. And if we have 12 lines, it becomes a brittle diamond in the new skin. If we have 15 lines, it becomes a Hawaiian diamond and blue diamond. Like this. In the breakaway, we need to make the direct line as many as possible. But here, in this principle,
따라 가지고 뭐 1단계, 2단계까지만 수당이 나온다.
only 1 to 2 steps, the commission will be created. And if it happens here, the commission will go to the 3 and 4th. So like this,
9단계 정도까지만
the commission will be ended at the 9th. And below, no matter how much sales are being created, no commission will be created. So this is called the stair style breakaway because it has a stair style, and it's a breakaway marketing strategy. But this kind of structure, if you want to work with this kind of structure, you need to be skilled enough and you need to be capable of enough so that you need to make a lot of clever people around you and you need to spread out your lines, and all of them need to be talented enough. And the people within your lines need to be intelligent and clever, because below there, in the 12th, the 13th, and the 14th line, there will be no commission created from that line, and you don't get any commission from the line below 12 or 13th. But now we have the unlimited commission, unlimited steps, so that even though down below the line, if there is a sales, I could get the commission because of that line. So like back to the breakaway, if I grow this line, if this one passes away, if this one gives up, I need to create the next thing and next thing. So it's like individual survivor. They need to survive by themselves.
여기다 옆에다가 못 붙이게 해요, 우리는. 그렇죠?
But in our principle, we cannot put the line like right here. And if you want to put here, that line need to be down there, so that if you put here, you could make an income, of course.
지금 예를 들면 이 사람은
But this one could be a diamond master.
여기다가 모든
But
하고 이렇게 내려주면은
if we put this line down here, this one and I could get commission. So both of us could get commission. So in our system, everyone could cooperate with each other. What do you think? Breakaway is the better and anime style is the better. Yes, I think that anime style is the better. So that's why in anime, we have the one of the merits, which is that even though you're not that much skilled, you could be successful. But in a breakaway style, if you are not capable enough, you could never be successful.
능력이 있어갖고 나는 브레이크웨이 시스템으로
Do you think that you are skilled enough and you want to change into the breakaway system? Please raise your hand.
힘들어요. 그래서
Breakaway system
가지고 있는 이런
is much harder to succeed. So this is the basic principle of our compensation system. So ours is like a hybrid binary. I said it's a hybrid, so we have some characteristics of the breakaway.
이게 옆으로 이렇게 못하게 하고 이거를 밑으로 내려주도록 해서 서로가 돈이 되고 돈이 될 수 있도록 상하가 서로 도와주도록.
So in our system, we cannot put the line right next to me. If you want to put more line, we need to make the line down below, and then so all of the people in your line could get benefit from that new line. So you need to draw yourself living as an imperial master, making 100 million Korean won a month. So if you are saying that I would like to just make 10 million Korean won a month or diamond master, these are just like step by. Your destination, your final destination should be an imperial master.
임페리얼역까지 안 가고 중간역까지만 가게.
Please raise your hand if you just stop at the middle, not becoming imperial master. If you raise your hand, you could go home right now. If you want to be an imperial master, please raise your hand.
손 들어. 야, 흔들어.
Both hands, and please wave your hands. Okay.
지금 스폰서하고
You know who raised your hands. You know your partners and sponsor holding both up hands. You need to remember this very moment.
여기 초창기에 찜질방에서 주머니에 5천 원 있었던 거, 뭐
At the early beginning, Mr. Im
하고 있죠.
made a lot of events, and I remember every single moment. So after you become an imperial master, you could also remember the time that you hold both of your hands. And I will say, back then, you hold your hand, and that's how you could be that much successful. I would like to have that day to come in the future.
여러분들이 이제 이 시간을 그 초를 아이고 여기까지 하고 이어갑시다. 아이고
네, 이 타임 엔지니어링에 대한 내용.
짧은 시간 안에 막 해달라고 그러니까 뒤죽박죽 돼가지고.
It's kind of complicated because we have a very limited time, so we will have more time next time. This is the last question. Okay. I'm confident that I will become very successful, but I don't think my partner thinks so. How should I do? What should I do? And I guess many here in this room agree with this question. Could you answer the question, Mr. Im Seung-taek? It looks like we have this script, but this is a new question for me. Same answer. There was a question about like doubt about if they can become successful if they don't skip any single seminar. But I want to say that if you are really touched, then you will keep inviting people to this seminar. And if you hesitate to invite others to seminars, that shows that that's because you are not touched, truly touched. And because we have a lot of smart people and it is really hard to change their mind within only a few hours. Then how to change their mind? We have this system, ATOMY system. So why are so many people gathered here in this room? So after seeing those many people in this room, they can change their mind. So you have to invite many people to seminars to actually show them, see, we have a lot of atomians right here. So If you say that I don't really come to the seminar alone, that doesn't make sense. We actually don't have a lot of seminars every year. If you attend all the seminars, 36 seminars every year, then it's not very hard. It's easy. 36 times, only 36 times. But you just skip some of them. Going back home, you just decide to skip some seminars. Don't do that. It's your own business. It's not about like I don't want to be blamed, so I will attend the seminar. It's not that. It's not right. It's your business.
아마도 가장 많은 파트너를 거느리신 스폰서
And
회장님이지 않으실까요?
our chairman Park Han-Gill must have the largest number of partners. Could you answer this question?
애터미 사업은요, 굉장히 다양하게 할 수 있도록
We can.
만들어져 있어요.
There is a variety of concepts regarding the atomy business.
정말 빨리 가야 되겠다.
So if you want to go fast,
또 없고 뭐 하여간 급하다.
if you want to make a quick success,
빨리 가세요.
then you can do that. You can go fast. But there is a precondition. How?
빨리 가야 될 사람을
You should find the one who want to make a quick success.
천천히 가고 싶은 사람도 있어요.
But there are some people who want to go slow.
내가 막
For example,
막 출근해가지고
you want to spend 24 hours, 24/7,
어떻게 파트너를 하나 만났는데
and you met a partner.
직장 생활하면서
The partner
먹고 살고 일을 해가지고
is actually has just retired after a long year of work,
뒷산만 다니기 심심해서
and he kind of feel he want to be relaxed,
하라고 그냥 출근
and he's told that he has to
되겠냐 이거예요.
come and work.
그 사람 사정에 맞도록
So you should consider
뭐든지
his thoughts,
오세요. 이런
his situations,
또 그렇게
and
친구분들 모시고 오세요.
for those people you can say
하셔도 되겠네요.
you can take some time. You can come to the center when you are free.
사람이 옆에서 막
And
하고 하는 거 보면은요.
when you earn a lot of money, that partner can start working very hard. So don't try to persuade those people, those relaxed people, to come to speed up like you. That way, that person would leave you. So you should consider, you should remember that everyone has different speed.
커지고 세계적으로
So you have this big business globally,
이 사업에 동참을
and you have to understand different situations of different people.
맞추지 말라.
Don't try to persuade them to follow your speed.
그게 이제 우리 경영 목표 중에
So
고객의 성공.
the first goal of our business is the success of our customers.
또 산에만 다니다가
Some people just go climbing the mountain, and they have the pension, and they have a house.
뭐 예를 들어서 내가 여기 나와가지고
They don't really want to make a quick money. And they might say their goal is to earn about $3K every month, 3K plus dollars every month. And that's his goal. You should respect that goal. And if you want to speed up your business, then you have to find that person. You have to find who want to succeed very fast. And those who with pension, those who are not very poor, those who have a lot of time, for them, going slow is a true success for them. So you should not see your partner as a tool for your success. You should consider their unique situations. You don't have to feel like you don't have to feel stressed out seeing those slow people.
도망가 버린다니까.
Don't try to change them.
그래서
Just respect their speed.
그런 관점에서 고객을
So
성공할 수 있도록
you should take the perspective of customers. Think about consumers.
소비하라고 그래요.
What should you do?
그냥
Just let them go.
밖에 별 의미 없이 아유
And you don't have to stress them out.
아유 이거 합시다. 그러면 던져.
And you can say like, I am doing this business to earn a lot of money. And you can say those things randomly to them. And people can always have some changes in their situations. For example, they were investing in something. Then, if you try to persuade them to join you and stop the investment, that doesn't really work. But if you keep sending those messages, and then they sometimes would face some difficulties, for example, for their restaurants or for their investment. Situations can go very hard. So when they face those difficulties, then they can listen more to you. They can listen to your business presentation, because they can remember those words that what you said before, and that way they can join our businesses. So we have to customize our businesses for many different customers. You have to respect their speed, and on the other hand, you should also find those quick runners, fast runners. That's all from my side. Thank you very much for your clear answers.
보내드리기 싫지만
I
여기까지
am really sad to say that it is the end of our talk show. Could you share last words before ending this session? Imperial Master Taek, please. And I feel like he is very happy whenever he talks about the Bible. And I guess it's time for him to talk about the revival meeting that will be held next week. Do you know the 2.8 million carnival, Daejeon, Busan, the carnival? It's speechless, right? So many people. But that carnival, the car, the second car, it is a legendary story. At the time, I didn't have the faith, and I just thought that I just want to earn money. But later on, I realized that the biggest thing that I learned from him is the faith. I am the Imperial Master, but if I didn't realize the importance of the faith, thanks to Chairman Park Han-Gill, then I believe that my family member will not be very lucky. To me, the membership can be you can give your ATOMY membership to your grandchildren, but you can also give your time to the third generation. And I think the revival meeting is very, very important because you can understand the time of ATOMY. You can come to us and join us for the next Friday, and that way you can understand ATOMY time, which is more important than money that you can give your grandchildren.
타임 엔지니어링은
So I talked about the time engineering. There was a question about time engineering. So I kind of ran out of time, so I couldn't really explain the details. And I am actually shooting a YouTube video with the theme of absolute success. And in the video, I will explain the details starting from the company motto of ATOMY, company vision,
시작을 해서
and our management goal,
이 시스템에 대해
and also the success system. In particular, I will also talk about time engineering and life scenario as well.
유튜브로 찍어
So it will be uploaded and on the YouTube channel. So this is called the ATOMY College. You can think of it as a college course.
차에서도 여러분
You can listen to it repeatedly while you are driving,
완전히 그거를 습득할
so that you can learn the core content of the lecture. So I am shooting the lecture right now.
하다가 만거 너무
So those details will be dealt with in the video
임페리얼
about time engineering. And as Imperial Master Im Seung-tak said, the revival meeting, I recommend you to come to us and join us for the revival meeting next Friday from 10:30 to 5:30.
10시쯤
You can arrive at around 10 a.m. so that we can start from 10:30. HQ ATOMY Park Dream Hall is the venue for the meeting.
거기 오시면은 이제 진짜 우리 인생 전체를 놓고
And there
마지막에
you can look at the entire life. And at the end of your life, you will face death.
죽음
No matter how big your success is, you will face death. Even the Imperial Masters, all of them should face death at the end of their life. In the early days, Imperial Master Park Kyung-wook, Park Jung-suk, and Im Seung-tak, they were actually poor. They didn't really have any plan for the future.
그런데 계속해서
They had no idea about the future. But I
어떤 때는
kept talking about this concept, like revival meeting. I invited them to the meeting.
하기도 하고 정말 초창기에
I made a lot of effort to
하도들 안 오니까 온다고 그랬는데
invite them to the meeting, and they said yes, but didn't come.
주머니에다가 진짜
So I always carried, and at the time I was very poor, but I always carried an envelope of cash, about $100. And if they say yes, I will come to the meeting. And then I gave them the cash, $100, and 100% they came. They actually came,
몇백 명인데
except for one exception. But
박정수
Imperial Master Park Jung-suk also joined the meeting after I gave her the $100. And she felt very, very sleepy.
안 온다고 이제
And she said, I will never come,
여기 와가지고
even when I was given the money.
어떤 분을 만났는데 여자
But
전도사님이었어요.
there was a lady,
하려고
and she wanted to recruit her.
크리스찬이라고
And she met a lady who is a missionary, and she talked about the revival meeting to recruit her, and she talked about me,
안 온다는 사람이
and she changed her mind to come to the revival meeting again with the lady to recruit her.
정말
So she said at the time she didn't feel sleepy, and she could feel
대해서 회개하고
the very important change in her mind. So he decided to accept the Creator, and she has a very deep faith today.
박용옥 임페리얼
Imperial Master Park Kyung-wook, he drink a lot. I also have many things to talk about him. He didn't really have any idea about his future, but after joining the revival meeting, and he quit smoking and quit drinking
그래가지고
at a time.
진짜 사람이
But he drank every day before
사람이
joining us joining the revival meeting. Now he don't drink, he don't smoke. So revival meeting is very important to change your life, to change your mind. And if you bring your friend to the revival meeting, then you can
근데 교회를 가면은 이렇게 성경에 대해서 해가지고 하나님은
also
우리는 하나님 앞에
spread the faith.
그 죄는 어떻게
And in the revival meeting, you can also learn the concept of the faith. It is a very rare opportunity.
하루 만에 우리는 그거를
And it takes only one day for them to understand the entire concept. And many say that I got to really understand the concept after joining the revival meeting. And if you want to share your faith with your family members or your friends, then you can first invite them to the revival meeting before going to your church with them.
오실 거죠.
So, do you promise you would come?
오면은 거기서는
If you
제가
come,
사진을 같이 찍어드립니다.
then I will take a picture with you.
그래서
You can take a picture with me. So please come to the revival meeting. So ultimately, of course, you will become the Imperial Master. I know that. But everyone would face death at the end of their life. But just like in Imperial Master in Taek, he's like my brother, my family, because we spent all the difficulties together.
그리고 이제
We had a lot of setbacks. We shared a lot of setbacks.
예를 들면
And
물론 제가 먼저 떠나겠지만은
of course, I have to leave
가는지도 모르고
before him.
뭐
But we are so close. We are family. But
것이 인생의 끝이라고 생각하면은
if we don't share the faith, then we cannot meet each other later on. It's really sad, right?
영원한 생명을 얻고
So
환송식 하는 거예요.
if we share the faith, then if one
하나님의 영광 가운데
passes away first, then we can feel relief, right? And we can congratulate the other.
제 일생에서는
And I
가슴 벅찬 날이 될
am really honored. I will be very honored that this is my death, my Lord, this is my death. I don't have to do the Success Academy lecture. I don't have to do the one-day seminar lecture. I don't have to go business trip. I can stop working. Thank you, my Lord.
이렇게 죽을 수가 있다 하는 거.
I am going to meet you. So I am very expected to facing my death. Isn't it very surprising? Many people believe that is something to be, it's a sad thing. But after realizing this faith, after being given the second life, I really expect the end of my life.
살아갈 수가 있다 하는 것입니다. 저는 여러분들이 정말 임페리얼이 다 되기
I really hope that all of you become the Imperial Master.
자녀로 거듭나서 영생을
But my bigger hope is that you can share my faith together. Thank you. See you next week.
네, 다시 한번 수고해 주신 두 분께 큰 박수.
Thank you very much. Please give them another big hand. Thank you very much for the Success Talk Show. Thank you for your attention. Please give them another big round of applause.
구독, 좋아요 눌러주세요.